All You Need to Know, the Bloomberg Quint podcast that prepares you for the day's business. Good morning, I'm Alex Matthew and this is the All You Need to Know podcast. Listen in over the next few minutes and get a head start on your day. Today is the 11th of February. Fitch Ratings India has said that the Reserve Bank of India's latest restructuring guidelines for micro, small and medium enterprises is a step backward on asset classification standards. In a statement yesterday, the rating agency said that the latest restructuring announcement signifies a gradual shift away from the central bank's earlier effort to enhance the quality and transparency of asset classification in the Indian banking system. The RBI last week implemented a proposal that was made in the budget announcing that MSME loans to companies registered under the GST will be eligible for a one-time restructuring process till the 31st of December. This is an extension of an earlier scheme. In the automotive space, Jaguar Land Rover, which is a subsidiary of Tata Motors, has warned of potential disruption to its supply chains outside of China 2 days after declaring that the coronavirus is likely to affect its fourth quarter performance. It admitted that there would likely be an impact, but said it was too early to quantify. By Sunday, it had updated its presentation to add that if disruption continues, supply chains outside China would also be impacted. JLR has a manufacturing facility that it runs in partnership with a Chinese company in that country, and the plant has been on shutdown. China also accounts for a significant portion of JLR's global retail sales. E-commerce giant Amazon has moved the Karnataka High Court seeking a stay on the investigation ordered by the Competition Commission of India against the company for alleged violations of provisions of competition laws. In its plea, Amazon has sought quashing and setting aside of the CCI's probe order. In its petition, Amazon said that the CCI order has been passed without application of mind and would cause irreparable loss to the goodwill or reputation of the company if an investigation is allowed. Crude fell after prospects for an emergency meeting by the OPEC Plus withered, raising fears of a supply glut at a time when the coronavirus is hitting global demand. Azerbaijan's energy minister told the RIA Novosti Newswire that the cartel is unlikely to meet this month to discuss the impact of the coronavirus on oil markets, leaving the possibility of further production cuts up in the air. Chartists will recognize this terminology. The difference between Brent crude's December contracts in consecutive years sank into what is called bearish contango for the first time since August, indicating that the trend for prices is weak. In international news, in the US, the Department of Justice announced charges yesterday against 4 members of the China's People's Liberation Army for the 2017 hack of Equifax, a breach that exposed the personal information of about 145 million Americans. The announcement by Attorney General William Barr follows an indictment in Atlanta accusing the Chinese military personnel of conspiring with each other to hack into Equifax's network and stealing sensitive data on nearly half of all US citizens. In international markets, US equities started the week strong as investors looked past the potential economic hit from the spreading coronavirus to prepare for more corporate earnings. The Dow and the S&P 500 rose by 0.6 and 0.7% respectively, while the Nasdaq ended higher by over 1.1%. Japanese markets are shut today, but the other 2 early risers have begun the session in the green. Equity traders are monitoring the restart of Chinese factories and the possible chaos that may ensue as several 100,000 people begin returning to work at companies like Apple's supplier Foxconn. General Motors will restart production in China starting the 15th of February. And with that, it's over to Darshan Mehta for the trade setup for the day in India. Good morning, Darshan. How are we looking at the start of trade?
Hi, Alex. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Global markets are slightly muted, but the SCX Nifty is indicating a positive outlook. But continuing with earnings, Coal India will be the Nifty earning for today. Among the other results, there is Siemens, Ircon, Cochin Shipyard, BEML, BHEL, HEG, Heidelberg Cement, Aster DM Healthcare, Astral Poly, BASF, and 3M India. Among the results announced, Chalet Hotel revenues up 12%, profit up 2.3 times. Margins came in lower at 40.4% versus 46%, and the rollback of revenue recognition in rentals and lumpy cost items impacted the margins. Superior RevPAR growth of 9.9% and cost control are the positive. And the hotel EBITDA margin and delay in rental segments are the negative. Phoenix Mills results are above estimates. Revenues up 16%, EBITDA up 16%, profit up 30%. The hospitality segment grew 11%. The commercial segment grew 2%. Nalco results were below estimates. The revenues down 23%, EBITDA down 93%. There was a net loss of 34 crores versus a profit of 300 crores. The company had to purchase some power from outside for around 40 days, which impacted margins. Alumina as well as aluminium volumes were below estimates, while realizations were in line for both. Petronet results were in line with estimates. Revenues down 5%, EBITDA down 5%, and profit down 40% on a QOQ basis. The Dahej terminal volumes grew 13% and operated at 100% capacity. And despite the pipeline constraint, Kochi terminal volumes rose 10% sequentially. Bajaj Consumer revenues down 9%, profit down 18%, EBITDA down 25%. Higher raw material cost and other expenses dented the margins. Among the stocks to watch, ICICI Bank has moved the insolvency application against Mercator for the recovery of dues exceeding 50 crores. Cipla, in which the South African arm has signed an agreement securing originator and authorized generic brand of a drug, and they will market this drug in South Africa and the neighboring countries. Capacite Infra has received a contract worth 350 crores from a private sector client in Mumbai. Camlin Fine says that the manufacturing facility in China is awaiting clearance from the Chinese government to start manufacturing, and HSIL promoters bought in 1.5% stake in the company. But there's much more you need to know before trade actually starts. For that, log on to our website bloombergquint.com and click on the All You Need to Know tab, and you'll be prepared for morning trade.
Thanks, Darshan. Well, that's all we have for you on this podcast, but as always, there's a lot more on the website bloombergquint.com, so don't forget to check it out. This is Alex Matthews signing off. Have a great day.
I hope you enjoyed listening to All You Need to Know. Did you know that you could listen to the show on the IVM Podcast app? On the IVM Podcast app, along with this, we have a number of other shows which you think you'll enjoy. Listen to Cyrus Says with Cyrus Brocha as the host. Listen to Paisa Vaisa with Anupam Gupta. The Scene and the Unseen with Amit Verma. Or Shunya One hosted by Shiladitya Mukhopadhyay and myself. Check out the IVM Podcast app to get more talk content that you will enjoy.